Italian Football Podcast.
Who is Kenan Yildiz? Juventus's Turkish Del Piero. So, right, let's profile Kenan Yildiz, who's been the breakout star of Juventus this season. 18 years old, and he's been compared to, of course, the Juventus legend Alessandro Del Piero. Who he has.
I died inside when I saw that comparison. Like, can we stop with these ridiculous Prem-face style comparisons? Like, just because he celebrates with his goal with his tongue out, it's absurd. Like, stop. Oh, God, I'm not even a Juventino, and I just cringe. I just want to lie in the fetal position and take a hot shower when I hear this nonsense.
The two of them have a very much a bromance going on.
Yeah, well, that's great, but he's not the new Alessandro Del Piero. Can we stop that, please?
Turkish Del Piero.
Oh, my God, I hate it when they called Osman the Iranian Messi. There's nothing but... I want to... Oh, stop. Stop this.
Okay, all right, well... Let's talk about it. Position. What position does he play in? So he's an attacking midfielder, winger, or attacker. He has played as an attacker in a two-man attack for Allegri, but he is very versatile and flexible. He can play in different systems, and he also has the attributes, I think, certainly to play these different roles. And he joined Juventus as a 16-year-old in the summer of 2022. His contract at Bayern Munich run out. And Juventus were fighting it out with Barcelona to get him on a free transfer, and Juventus managed to sign him at the time when Bayern Munich was signing De Ligt from Juventus. At the time, this was considered a massive coup for Juventus, because he was considered one of the best in the world for his age, and he's worked his way up through the under-19s of Juve and then the next gen team, and but he was it's been clear that for those that watched him in those teams, that he was too good for that level. And there was some frustration early this season, actually, that he wanted to play in the first team. He wasn't getting his chance. And there was even questions that he could leave in January in order to get those opportunities. He actually made his debut for Turkey, his full debut for Turkey, before he made his full debut for Juventus. He did play some sub appearances earlier in the season for Juve. But it's only really in the last month that he's absolutely exploded. He scored a brilliant goal against Frosinone just before Christmas. He cut in from the left-hand side in between two players, and he smashed it in past the goalkeeper. And that made him the youngest foreigner to score for Juventus ever. And since then, he's scored two more goals, both of them fantastic goals. One in the Coppa Italia, again, cutting from the left, like Del Piero used to do, and lashing it in. And also, he volleyed in a really good volley. This was a very underrated volley that he scored against Frosinone again in the Coppa Italia last week. It was God, I'm going to die inside saying this, but it was like a Platini pass from Weston McKennie.
Stop. This needs to stop. This needs to stop.
It was a Platini pass. Like, it kills me to say it.
Yes, it was a fantastic pass.
It was an amazing
Pirlo
pass
as well,
from McKennie. The volley, he kind of scissor kicked it in midair, facing forward.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
It was brilliant.
It was beautiful.
Brilliant technique.
It was a beautiful pass.
Yeah. And he has fantastic qualities. The control he has, his technique. He can beat a man. He can go right and left. He can shoot. And like I said before, very flexible tactically. He seems to have a good attitude and temperament. Allegri famously told him he had to cut his hair because it was too long, and he got it cut straight away the next game.
I love Allegri going around telling people to cut their hair. Yeah. Oh, I love it.
But he actually has a point though, because he said that Allegri says, I was standing there counting him how many times, and he touched it like 10 times in the space of a few minutes.
Oh, you mean like the
concentration and just even, like be fully concentrated on the game. Don't be touching your hair. So I kind of going to get where Allegri's coming from. But anyway, I think if there is a criticism that maybe he wants it too fast, like he needs to have a bit of patience sometimes. But I do. You can see that there's so much quality there. So much quality. Allegri said that he's going to become a great player. Montella says he's going to be world class. and there's a lot of quotes. Some of them sensational. Some of them comparing him to Ronaldo.
Oh
Some
my
of them
God.
comparing him to Del Piero. But he's a huge talent. He's 18 years old.
Yeah,
He's
it's that's what I find so interesting. Again, is this next part of this Juventus next gen thing that they've got going, with lots of interesting, talented players who are just now, starting to show who they are, and he's one of them. I think he's a really exciting player. I really enjoy watching him play. He's not. He seems like we were just talking about how the new modern footballer is not so much skill, but is more power and physique and less technique. But he's quite the opposite, isn't he?
He does have the skill, but that can happen at teenage level, and then sometimes it does get coached and drilled out of you.
Yeah.
They tell you, don't do this, don't do that, don't shoot from long range, like I said before. Don't don't try and do back heels. Play the high percentage, don't play the low percentage. So we'll see. That can happen. That can happen with players, but yeah, he's a big talent. You can tell some players. You can just tell straight away with him.
Yeah.
But
there's an interesting player there. We'll see how he develops, but I quite enjoy watching him play, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, he's already in the Turkey team. He's going to go to Euro 2024. There's been a lot of questions about the interest in him from Arsenal and Liverpool. Liverpool and Arsenal are interested in him. There's no chance. First of all, there's zero chance of them signing this month, obviously. But I think looking ahead, summer and beyond, this is a player that Juventus, are looking to build their future around players like this, like Yildiz. It's their new policy of the club, and he's I think more interested in is who's going to be sacrificed for him in the summer. I said earlier in the show that Moise Kean could be more likely to be a loan, but be offloaded this month because of Yildiz's emergence. Well, who is going to be? Somebody is going to be offloaded. At least one of Juventus's players. Unless they go to, let's say, Allegri leaves and they go to a 3-man strike force, then it's possible all 5 could stay, maybe in a different attack. There's more space for them, but it's likely that one of the 5 will leave in the summer. And there's also questions about Chiesa because his contract runs out in 2025 next year, and they still haven't signed a new contract. And if they don't sign a new contract by, let's say, by the Euros or by the, let's say July, then there's a possibility that they could look to cash in on him because they're not going to risk losing him on a free. So, yeah, this Yildiz's development has a lot of knock-on effects.